I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Sam King. She is CEO at Veracode. Sam, it is wonderful to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Judy.
Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk. This is great. So now, Sam, you have been at Veracode for nearly 20 years. Tell me about your journey and what it's like, what it takes to run Veracode.
Yeah, great question. So first of all, it's been an absolute privilege to be at this company for the last 17 years and to see the market and our company evolve over that time period. Cybersecurity is a dynamically changing space, and it's been fantastic to be at the forefront of that. So, what I've learned over all of those years is that above all else, having a company be successful is really about it being a team sport. I've had almost every role there is at Veracode, so I've developed great empathy for the people that are in those roles. And what I've come to learn is it's the collective efforts of everybody and the connective tissue between everybody that makes the company successful, that helps you grow, that helps you scale. And our mission from day one has been to secure the world's software. And that mission manifests itself in the context of a customer. So the other thing that I've learned is you got to keep the customer at the center of your thinking, because that's who ultimately we're serving.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So now, Sam, tell me, what is Veracode's innovation strategy to maintain leadership in a more crowded and fragmented cybersecurity market?
Yeah, cybersecurity market is definitely crowded and fragmented. So that's a very accurate depiction of it. Judy, just last year, I think it was $18 billion of VC money that got funneled into starting cybersecurity companies or funding cybersecurity companies. So that creates a lot of noise and a lot of fragmentation in the market. And it produces this effect of everyone focusing on the shiny new technology. And what we keep in the back of our mind with respect to our innovation strategy is that technology is one piece of the puzzle, but it's really about making the organization successful. So again, we come back to the customer at the center of our thinking. So how we think about it is today, for any organization to be successful with cybersecurity, and in our case, software security, which is the specific area we're focused on, you have to take into account multiple personas that form part of that ecosystem. So increasingly, boards and executive management are asking their security teams how they're doing from a cybersecurity perspective, because it's become such a prominent issue. So we keep that persona in mind and come out with things like peer benchmarking, where we're taking the knowledge we've gained from 160 trillion lines of code that we've scanned to date and informing people how are they doing relative to others in their industry, as an example. Security teams is another very key persona. For them, it's about simplifying complexity, having all of this consolidation around a platform that gives them value in a single place. For developers, we keep productivity in mind. They want to write great code, they want to write it fast, and they want to write it secure. So we do things like automated fixing. And I don't want to forget those folks that are in the public sector that are trying to defend us as citizens from cyber attacks. And so for them, we went out and got FedRAMP certification and StateRAMP certification. So our innovation strategy is very much centered around making use of technology, but in the context of a dynamic, complex organization.
So ChatGPT and generative AI dominating conversations when it comes to technology and security. Tell me, what are your thoughts on this? And has Veracode leveraged generative AI?
Yes, so we have leveraged generative AI. And my thought on it is that, look, generative AI is going to supercharge the race that goes on between the adversaries and those that are trying to defend their companies and their organizations. And already you see the adversaries taking advantage of Gen AI technologies to craft new types of attack, or to create very authentic sounding videos to use in a phishing email or voicemails to use for whatever nefarious purpose they have, right? So anytime you see any new technology come into the picture, you see adversaries using it. So then the question becomes, how do you use it to do a better job of countering the adversaries? And I think any organization today has to consider what they can use with respect to generative AI, both to improve the productivity and the differentiation of their organization, and also the value that they bring to their customers. So I'll give you an example. In the same week, I saw our Chief Information Security Officer send out a note to everybody at Veracode talking to them about what is the good use and secure use of things like ChatGPT and generative AI, because we want people to be productive and use technologies and learn technologies, but we want them to use it securely. Same week, I saw our chief product officer send out an announcement talking about how we were using Gen AI technology to launch a new product that helps with automated fixing of vulnerabilities. So those are the two sides of the coin that I think you have to keep in mind.
Okay, so now there's a lot of hype around AI and discussion by vendors who claim to have inserted AI into their products. How does Veracode's implementation separate Veracode Fix from others who claim to be doing this?
Great question, because when there is so much hype and so much noise, you sometimes miss the pertinent points about the conversation. So our view on this is that any AI is only going to be as good as the data that it is trained on, right? So in our case, we're trying to make use of AI to produce code snippets that are secure, so developers can be more productive in writing code and writing code securely. If you have AI engines that are helping developers write code, and those AI engines have been trained on the world's code base at large, then having scanned those 164 trillion lines of code, we know that there's a lot of insecure code out there that they've been trained on. So the approach that we've taken is, we've combined the knowledge that we've gained from all of that data that we have with the expertise that our security researchers that have been studying this space for decades have. And we've curated a proprietary data set with supervised learning and alignment, and that is what we train our AI on. So when we are putting forth a recommendation on this is how you should write secure code, or this is how to fix, not just find a vulnerability, we know that it is informed by a well-informed and accurate data set that we've created.
Okay, and finally, Sam, tell me, how do you see the cybersecurity market evolving over the next 5 years?
Yeah, okay, so 5 years is a long time in the cybersecurity market, but let me talk about some trends and themes that I think are going to stay with us over that time period. I think with the kinds of things that you're seeing in the regulatory environment, such as the recent SEC rules around what public companies have to disclose for cybersecurity and what kinds of cybersecurity programs they have to maintain, I think we're going to see a lot more active participation from boards. And so the governance structures around especially public traded companies vis-a-vis cybersecurity are going to evolve. I think we will see the emergence of technology and cybersecurity committees because boards are going to take a more active role. Associated with that is the talent pipeline. There is a tremendous shortage of cybersecurity talent. And I think that that creates a great opportunity for us to have more young people enter the workforce, have more diverse people enter the workforce. So I think you're going to see organizations, both public and private, focus on creating a new pipeline of cybersecurity talent through interesting community college programs, perhaps, or other apprenticeship types of programs, many of which we support at Veracode ourselves. I think you're also going to see market consolidation occur because this amount of fragmentation and noise is very difficult to digest. You can't solve a problem that is born of complexity with complexity. So there's going to have to be some simplification, some consolidation. So you'll see a move to platforms where you get multiple capabilities from a single provider that you trust a lot more, right? And I think ultimately, you're going to see that people realize that cybersecurity is a whole company problem. It's not just up to the security team. You have to leverage the security experts, you have to leverage automation, you have to leverage your board, your executive management to get security done.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, Sam, wonderful to talk with you.
Great talking with you too, Judy.
Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk.
Thank you.